How's it going, racing fans? Welcome back. As always, Chip here, bringing you the predictions, drinking game and, well, all the talking points ahead of the United States Grand Prix. Round 18 of the season. Or, as it's very much the case, the final before the final. But more on that later. The Circuit of the Americas, or COTA as it's generally known, has been a fixture on the F1 calendar ever since 2012. And I have to say, it's a fantastic venue. The collection of high speed, medium and slow corners, the huge elevation change, especially into turn 1, the Suzuka-inspired S curves, and, well, the location of the track, it's all very nice. Out of all the modern circuits, you know, Abu Dhabi, Sochi, Baku, Singapore even, COTA is the greatest of the lot. Seriously, in my top circuits on the current F1 calendar, COTA ranks top 6. The Grand Prix will run for 56 laps round the 5.5 kilometers layout, accumulating to a total racing distance of just over 308 kilometers. As for the challenges this track presents, it really is a mix between acceleration zones and flowing sections. Therefore, tire stress and lateral forces are both quite high. On the downforce levels required, it's slam bang in the middle of the spectrum, somewhat similar to what we've seen in Suzuka. On the tires front, Pirelli brings in the soft, super soft and ultra soft, which, taking into account the low asphalt grip, it's a fine selection. It's fine by me. In fact, we might just see the majority of the cars opting for a two-stop strategy. After all, it is a track you can overtake at. Only not like Max last year. Finally, as I'm recording this, the weather forecast promises some rain, both on Friday and during the quali session. Not during the race, but it might change. Are we in for a repeat of 2015? Because I wouldn't mind it one bit. Right, while the weather sorts itself out, let's go through all the major talking points going into this weekend. Number 1, Sean Gallel in the hot seat at Toro Rosso. The Red Bull Junior and Formula 2 driver is having his first free practice outing for the team this year, following on from his testing duties at both Barcelona and Hungaroring earlier in 2018. With Pascal Wehrlein off to Formula E and out of contention for the Toro Rosso seat, the list of possible teammates for Daniel Kvyat for 2019 grows ever smaller. Is his outing a sign that Gallel is in the running for a Toro Rosso seat next year? No, because he doesn't have enough points for a super license, but it's always great to see fresh faces in free practice. Number 2, local team Haas to perform. Slipping into Buxtonism there. And the cringe is real. Anyway, yes, Haas really needs to perform well this weekend. Grosjean had a so-so weekend in Japan, finishing P8. With Magnussen doing the exactly same thing in Sochi, what the team needs right now is consistency. Bring both cars home in the points. That is, if they want to challenge Renault for that P4 in the Constructors' Championship. Number 3, a sort of mixed up grid? Yes please, with cheese and the strawberry on top. Rain is scheduled for an appearance. Rain on Friday and during the quali session, which is just what we need to mix things up a bit. Only this time, Ferrari, please bring a better weather balloon, will you? Speaking of the red cars, number 4, last chance for them to salvage something? Dignity maybe? Because ever since Belgium, both titles slipped through their fingers. I'll go into more details on Ferrari in the end of the season review, but here's where it all went wrong for them in a nutshell. Up to Russia, they had the fastest car on more occasions than Mercedes. Then a big upgrade package arrived in Sochi. New rear wing, new rear suspension and new floor. But it didn't work. So come Suzuka, Ferrari had to revert to the previous package, introduced at Silverstone, the very one that propelled them ahead of Mercedes. This weekend in Austin, Ferrari are looking to introduce their final batch of upgrades. So let's see if this will work like the Silverstone package did, or if it will be the final nail in their 2018 campaign. And finally, number 5, Lewis Hamilton, 5-time Formula 1 world champion. Yeah, it had to be said. truth be told, without some super duper weird chain of events, Lewis Hamilton is bound to wrap up the F1 crown this Sunday. Consider this, he's 67 points ahead of Vettel, he's in the form of his life, he left Suzuka with the fastest F1 car ever, and he arrives at COTA, a track where historically he thrives at. It's only a matter of days now before Lewis Hamilton equals the great Juan Manuel Fangio's 5 F1 world titles. And taking into account his love of America, what better place could Lewis choose to wrap up the title? So, since we're getting ready for such an occasion, let's have a suitable drinking game, shall we? On Sunday, take 1 sip for every pit stop, 2 sips for every overtake, 3 sips for every retirement, and down your drink if Lewis wins the race and takes the title. He needs to do both. Okay, time for the predictions. And since rain is on the cards, pole position goes to Lewis Hamilton for all the reasons mentioned earlier. Come the end of the race from P10 to P5, Leclerc, Magnussen, Ocon, Grosjean, Ricciardo and Verstappen. P4, Kimi Raikkonen, P3, Sebastian Vettel, P2, Valtteri Bottas, and the winner and Formula 1 world champion of 2018, Lewis freaking Hamilton. Basically, it all depends on Ferrari's upgrades and race execution. Otherwise, the Mercedes-Hamilton partnership is and was unbeatable for the most part of the year. And that's it, those are my predictions for the 2018 United States Grand Prix from Austin. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Please let me know in the comments down below. Thoughts for this race, predictions, where does COTA rank in your top F1 circuits list, all that good stuff. I'd love to hear from you guys. Drop a like if you think I've earned it, share this video around on social media, and if you're new around here, why don't you subscribe for more Formula 1 content? It's totally free. As always, I've been Chip. You can find me on Twitter at chip_dgs and on facebook.com/Digital Grandstand. Cheers.